in another minute.
William, your voice volume is a bit low.
No, man, it's fine for me. It's just you're far away.
How about now?
For me, it's good.
It was my... Yeah, it's good now. Never mind.
Susie, are you feeling alright? You're not coming up as a player entity.
I'm not a player, I'm a god.
Apparently, yeah. Apparently, you are.
What that was this? Fuck.
Ah.
It's because you are Zeus, mate. That's what it is, literally.
He definitely likes to bring the flash and the bang.
Right, anyone who's later than that can just run up to the line and stay quiet. Thanks everyone for attending. From my understanding, looking at the TeamSpeak, certainly we've got some pretty good attendance, and it's nice to see. Someone is clicking their keyboard a lot. But yeah, welcome guys to training. We've got some individual training tonight, but firstly, Berlin, could you step forward, please? Alright, Berlin, for all your sins, you've been promoted to private, so you can go ahead and change your tags probably after tonight. So congratulations and welcome to RG.
Thank you.
Well done, dude.
Welcome.
Yes.
The other thing is Marius in the line?
Yeah.
Awesome. Marius, could you step forward? Marius, for your dedication, your hard work both inside and outside of Wednesdays and Sundays, you are being promoted to the enviable rank of PFC. So, congratulations, dude.
Cheers.
Well done, man.
Well done,
Congrats,
Marius.
Well done, Marius.
Awesome. Right. Not a huge amount else for me to say. Talon, do you have anything to say?
Nothing tonight, no. We're good.
Nope. Vegas, any announcements?
Nope.
Awesome. Right. You're pretty much dismissed to continue on your individual trainings. Let me know if you need anything.
Cool.
Right. Arrow
training?
through the portal.
Okay,
and
let's
go to
do
LAT
the
range.
BSD area.
Yeah, just head over to BCT, guys.
Or
Guys, let's go to Helicopter Space.
Your teleporter is there.
Alrighty, thank you very much,
Oh,
Bill.
it even says teleport to Dust Sector.
Well,
Too late.
No, awesome,
you
thank you.
deserve it.
Thank you.
Cheers.
How's the right dude here?
Have you guys done it?
Yeah.
So you just
Yeah, Bush.
You're in green course.
Yeah.
No, mate.
Oh,
just
we're
got
doing
full
medical training at
blood
BCT.
Right.
up and
Oh,
shit.
very
Oh,
nice.
right.
He did the
Any
arsenal
chance we
down
can get
here.
the
works.
resupply
Right.
of the
Oh,
maybe we can
3-0
miss it.
medical
Oh, why
backpacks
doesn't he
in
use a
place.
VPN?
I don't
Like a
start
squad
with
Yep,
base
doesn't
for
use it.
BCT.
So we wanted to
And would you be able to give me a
I'll check.
BCT
Import.
medical
Yeah. Well, if
Should be very
I'm
much
on,
appreciated.
I'm right.
I'll
Oh my goodness, that was
So basically, tonight,
let's mute that while the game loads. It took me ages to tab out, sorry about that guys. Right, there we go, I've loaded in. I'm just gonna enable TeamSpeak now.
Radio check, please, boys.
Shlee, radio check, 343, channel 2.
Channel 2. Repeat last traps. Traps, radio check, 343, channel 2. So thank you for the channel too. You take the checks, mate. I'm AFK for one mic.
What's our location?
DCG range. Outlet radio check 343, channel 2.
Lima Charlie.
Actually, you're going the wrong way.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you guys are all over BCT.
Oh, okay. Thank you. What the fuck?
That is true as well.
Oh, dark, dark.
I think that guy's supposed to salute, but he just put his hand up in the air instead.
Which kit do we have to have us? Like
Who are we talking about, actually?
Sorry, what number?
The NPC.
Yeah, which kit should we have for stitching?
Oh, it's a surgical kit, but you don't carry it. Only Vidya carries it.
Oh, so we can get it from the medical bay? Medical
No, you can get it, but it won't work for you because you don't have the doctor role or the medical role.
Oh.
Mumbo, have you done a radio check?
Radio check?
Lima Charlie.
Actually,
And,
this man is not injured.
join your
Should he
team
be
cover.
injured?
What?
This man is not injured. Should he be injured?
I have no idea. I'm not running training.
No. Oh my god. I'm just gonna...
Why you always do such atrocities?
Oh, they're all gone.
That summarizes Outlive pretty well.
I'm not the person who usually shoots civilians and allies and stuff.
It's for science. That's the best excuse ever.
Yeah, no, Kimbo's working.
I think it's alive.
Alright boys, do you want to fall in on me please? Alive. Fucking hell. Right. We're going to do a little bit of just medical stuff tonight, guys. So, yeah, it's been requested by people. I'm pretty sure everybody has their own way of doing it. Myself, I know, I prefer a different type of bandage first over most of everybody else's. But yeah, so like, first things first, if you get hit, like you've got different categories of injury. So you've got Cat A, Cat B, Cat C, with the latter being the least severity. So a Cat A, does anybody want to hazard a guess what that's going to entail?
A head wound?
So yeah, I mean like yeah, a head wound's definitely going to be a Cat A, but like if you was to assess a situation when you approach it, that's the first thing you're going to do. You need to like if somebody needs medical, you're going to assess if it's Cat A, Cat B, Cat C. Cat A being they're down, unresponsive, and losing blood, so they can't help themselves out. Basically, their priority. Cat B would be that they're losing blood, they're wounded, but they're conscious, so they can obviously try and help themselves out. Cat C is usually what you get, like if you've got a scrape or something like that. Do we all use the medical menu, or does anybody just use the ACE wheel? As in, like,
I use medical menu.
Does anybody not use the medical menu?
I don't use it.
Okay, well, I don't really know how it displays on that wheel, Shlee, so maybe you could tell me. But when I hit my medical button, if I've got an injury on my arm or something like that, it will tell me the specific type of injury. And it will also say, like, bleeding in red if it's bleeding. And then obviously I'll get different types of injuries like avulsions and cuts and shit like that. Do you see that on the wheel?
Yeah, if you do self-interact now and you can all follow along, and then go to medical, it'll show you how it displays it on other people. And you go to the limb.
Okay. Yeah, cool. So you can get that information. It depends if you're happy using it that way, then that's fair enough. But
it's quite quick if you just quickly look at my limbs now, without even going into the menus. You can just quickly look at them and it appears in the top corner.
Okay, that's quite cool. Yeah, that might be useful then if you find that way better. I'm not fussed which way you do it. The things that I need you to understand are the basic core principles. So, like, obviously, the least severe categories, the C's and the B's, we'll just exclude them from this next bit. I just want to talk about cat alphas. So, if you get to a cat alpha, the first thing you're going to do is inspect the body in some sense. What you need to do, obviously, go open up your medical menu. As I say, I'm just talking from medical menu, Shlee, so you might have to kind of like just gauge it from how you do it.
I'll try it.
You need to go to advanced treatment, examine patients, and then you need to check for a pulse. So that's the first thing you need to do on a cat alpha, because if you start doing other shit and he hasn't got a heartbeat, his death time is ticking down. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ouija. That's correct, isn't it?
Actually, I sort of check the injuries. If it's fucking bleeding everywhere, I sort of try to stop the bleeding, because even if you get the heart rate going and he lost like 5 liters of blood, he's not going to get up.
He's going to just continue
to
lose it, yeah.
So it's a sort of depending on the situation. If it's a leg, just slap a tourniquet on and check his pulse, start doing CPR. If it's chest, legs, fucking everything, tourniquets, try to patch up the things you can't tourniquet and start CPR.
Yeah, okay, so
Where's the
that's fair enough.
from
As I
our
say, everyone's
medic?
got their own way of doing things, but the point I was trying to get to is if he's got no pulse, you're going to need somebody to help you, because you're going to need somebody doing CPR and you're going to need somebody treating them. So, obviously, you're all at different levels. I'm not by any means a professional at this, but I talk as if I'm talking to a recruit who's never played the game, so don't see this as patronising. It's just the way I go about doing it. So, yeah, call in for somebody to come and give you a hand. Do we know how the CPR function works? Is there anybody that doesn't understand how it works? I mean, obviously we all know what CPR is, right? Like, I don't want the abbreviation of it, but we all know that it's basically compressing the chest to pump blood manually rather than when the heart's inactive. But do we know how it works in Armad? Anybody not know? Fuck me, guys! Come on, I got the flu here, and you're all as quiet as fuck.
No, just explain it.
Go ahead, explain it.
Yeah, we
I
want to
think
know.
we all know how the CPR function works.
CPR?
Let me just tell if I'm wrong, please correct me out. I think it works like this way, that once you are doing CPR, it raises the heart level. Once you stop doing it, it decreases the heart rate until you get enough blood supply into the body, and it will go up on its own, something like that.
Essentially, half of that's right, yeah. But within Armour and what we do, there's a clock. When your heart stops beating in game, there's a clock, and when that clock gets down to 0, you're dead and you have to respawn. So initially what you're doing with the CPR is you're stopping that clock and you're prolonging the death state. So you're basically stopping them from dying. So it's important to know that if you're first at a Cat Alpha and you don't know what you're doing, call it in and do CPR after you've checked blood. As Wigital said, you can obviously assess that the body's got injuries. You can tourniquet the limbs, but you obviously can't tourniquet head and chest. And obviously the majority of blood is going to be lost through chest and head injuries. So obviously bang on the tourniquets, and then you've got to assess what you're dealing with. I don't know how much of this is still relevant, but if you want to just have a quick look at this board here.
It's not relevant at all.
Yeah, well, obviously there is no, unless you've got any Zezek, there's no documentation for the way Ace Medical has updated, and I don't think they've actually released any yet, have they, dude?
Yeah, they have. I'll see if I can find it. Unless you have it, Sirius.
Yeah, I have it somewhere.
So we actually have this then, because I could do with that, to be honest with you. When we was in NCO meetings, as far as we was aware, that wasn't that nobody had any of the updated ones.
Yeah,
So-
that one is shit. I can see what I can find. I can take a look.
Yeah, I know there is an updated one.
Okay, so
Yeah.
like from my understanding, then, so like off what I've learnt, which is on this board, the elastic bandages, they pretty much they cover everything, though the reliability isn't the high as high as it is on a packing bandage. You can obviously treat more with an elastic bandage. Does that still reign true? Seriously?
No.
The
Not
thing
really.
is, elastic will close any wound the first time, but it will open in a couple of minutes. So
Yeah.
that's for medics to use if they can stitch. Quick lot, that will use 2 to close the wound, but it will stay closed for 20-30 minutes.
Okay.
Packing, yeah, so if they don't have a medic that can stitch, use the quick lot. Packing bandages, that tends to be the most reliable for
Velocities and that.
Yeah, packing is your go-to if you don't have a medic, or quick lot if you know that your medic doesn't have any bandages.
Okay, so like obviously you've got field dressings as well, which won't do a lot, but they will do some. And if you can get away with using your field dressings rather than your elastics and your packing bandages, then yeah, do them. Like as a rule of thumb, though, if you're struggling, and this I'll be completely honest with you, if you get stuff like crushed tissue and stuff, which you generally get when you've crashed a vehicle and you won't see that often, you might struggle at first, but you might need to just throw things at it until it stops. But usually elastic bandages is good for that. Packing bandages are good for velocity wounds, and then yeah, quick clots, they don't really last that as long. They're like, I'm not sure. I'll have to go over the documentation again, but yeah. So basically, yeah, you need to be looking at what injuries the patient's got, or even yourself in some cases. Yeah, so it's a personal thing when it comes to yourself. Like, if you want to call in a medic, then call him in, but don't obviously get called in if it's stuff that you can do yourself. I'm not going to tell you guys how to fucking patch yourselves up, because you do it. You know what the score is. If you're fighting, it's not the time for medical. Okay, so let's go over to the crates. Could everyone get a medical backpack out the crate, please? Just feel free to jump in, mate, Sires. And obviously, when Wigital gets back in, he'll have the same permissions.
I'll link to a good document.
Cheers, mate. I'll make sure I pop it in the Blade channel afterwards.
Yeah, that's the best one I ever seen created.
Well, I've been hearing pretty good things about you, Sires, about getting things down to a fine art. So, I think watch this space, though, mate. I think when things get learnt like that, they get changed.
Yeah, definitely. Gotta keep it up and listen to everyone else and their experiences. Definitely.
Yeah. Right, so you should all have the ability to stitch now. Does the backpacks come with stitching kits, don't they, Sirius?
No.
Ah, fuck. Okay, that's fine.
They are in the crate.
We have
the medical crate, brilliant stuff. Cheers, mate.
It's the surgical kit, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So, you've got fluids in the backpack, though. Is that correct?
Yes, bandages and fluids and packs.
Okay, so like, let me guess right. Ideal blood pressure is 120/80. That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like your nothing wrong, everything's hunky dory, fucking blood pressure. If your patient is like unconscious and he's got a heartbeat, but he's got low bloods, he's not going to be getting up anytime soon. So you need to get fluids in the guy. As just normal infantryman, you can't stitch. But one thing I do know is I think the 500 mil will raise a blood. I don't know the scientific names of them, but it's the top. Oh fuck me, I can't even pronounce the word. The top blood pressure. Does anybody know what it's called in real life on the readings? Systolic.
Yeah, something like that. Stolic and diabolic.
Dystolic and systolic.
Something like that. Well, anyway, the top one, if you use a 500 mil, it's going to increase the top one by 10 within about 2 minutes. Is about average, isn't it? Serious?
I actually count 10 by the hundreds. It depends on the blood pressure and how low they are.
Okay. But if a wound opens up when you're giving blood, it's going to fucking pour out real quick, and the pressure's going to come down as well fast. So it's important to know if... sorry, was someone going to say something then?
No, sorry.
That's all right. Widgie, feel free to jump in, mate. I've said the same to Sirius because obviously you've got first-hand experience with this. But yeah, so like if you find yourself a medic and giving blood, ideally make sure the guy's stitched first, because you don't want wounds opening up and all the blood you're putting in fucking pouring out on the floor or the saline, because it's quite a rare commodity as well nowadays. Who's this?
It is, yeah. Blood is cold. That's what I've been saying for over a year.
Master Obi-Wan. Yeah.
Oh, cheers.
If you want to jump in, mate, we're just doing a bit of medical training, so feel free to interject if you need to raise a point with anything. We're just talking about like different wounds and then obviously salines and stuff like that. I'm going to ask the question, has anybody here never given blood to people before? Under the ACE system? That's you?
Me, yeah.
Okay, right. So what we can do then is we can get a patient. He's going to need blood, so you can have a go at doing this. Patient 2. Right.
Perhaps where the hell did you get that sunglasses?
Does a medic want to jump in quickly and just get the patient to an acceptable level, please? And then
you want one too, Arthur?
Yes, please.
$5.
Okay. Give it to me.
So let's have a quick look.
So if you look at the quicken chart as well in the top left, quickly shows like red all over his body.
Yeah. So you've got different shadings of red. Obviously, the lighter the shading, the less severe the wound is. You can have like dark red and multiple injuries on that body, and it'll be all over, and it's a fucking nightmare, but sometimes that's what you're faced with. Obviously, as you go through the injuries, you can see, for instance, on the right leg, he's got medium scrape, minor avulsion, and a large avulsion. So with the avulsions, you can use packing bandages, and you can also use elastics for them. Scrapes, that's kind of like what you'd be throwing a field dressing on, so you don't really want to waste the good bandages when you can use a field dressing. So also notice that in the bleeding, the bleeding's actually in red, dark red. This means that there's blood actually flowing. So once injuries have been dealt with, that turns to... Right, somebody jump on CPR, please. Right, so there you go. So partial large avulsion, B for bandaged, but it hasn't been stitched. So once the medic's got that sorted...
Yeah, stitching now.
Please don't give him morphine, anybody yet.
Okay, shall I give him blood?
Yeah, so if you go onto one of his limbs, his leg or his arm, click on it, and then you want to select the advanced treatments, and then you've got an option to give saline by 250 mil or 500 mil.
Still got open wounds.
Which one is better to give? 1,000.
All limbs are tourniquet.
Well, this is the thing. Before you have before you enter bloods, you kind of need to gauge where he's at. Like if he's lost a lot of blood, then just don't mess about. Just go straight with the 500 mils. But in this case, just do a 250 for now.
Administering 250 saline.
Yeah. Okay. So when you look at the medical menu as well, Mumbo, and the medical window, you can see at the bottom of the screen, on the left-hand side, it's activity log, and then on the right-hand side, you've got quick view. So activity log's basically any sort of like treatment you're giving the guy. Quick view is more so like what people are looking at and what they've checked and what the last reading was. But obviously that's all.
Okay.
That's all to change.
I got the comment, Kimbo.
Yeah, carry on, mate. You jump in.
We've got
just a small thing that's really important. For those of you who've been in the treatment of 3-0 knows that we talk all the time. Like you say what you do, and you say what you're gonna do, and you say what you look at, and you keep comms up all the time.
Yeah, that's something that medics within the squad, they just tend to take control and just like, I've got this, I need you to do that sort of thing, and then that'll be it. But obviously, when you've got loads of medics on scene, they could run into a situation where somebody goes to bandage the same thing and does exactly the same thing. So obviously, communicating with other medics is a very good thing. And obviously saying, I'll look after this limb or this arm or head or whatever. Making sure other people are aware of what your intentions are. Because communication's how the dream works. Go on, sorry. Go on, Mumbo.
Yes, so we start when we give morphine and epinephrine.
Well, basically, morphine is obviously lowers the heart rate, but obviously takes away the pain. Epinephrine obviously doesn't increase pain, but it raises the heart rate, so it's kind of like a counter to the morphine. So usually, when they're in a semi-stable position, they'll get hit with a. Sorry, guys.
Patient is stable, have stable heart rate, stable blood pressure.
It's fine.
Shall I give him morphine
added
now?
effect. The singing
Sorry,
in the background.
guys. My daughter's sitting next to me playing with unicorns. So yeah, okay. So like, what you want to do now is you've got him to a situation where he's okay. Just check his pulse. Has he got a heart rate? Yeah, so he's got a heart rate. He's got blood pressure, obviously, because he's got a heart rate. What we need to do now, though, is we need to get him up. So one thing that won't happen is he won't get up if he's in pain. So you need to administer morphine to him.
Okay.
So if you want to administer morphine now, Mumbo.
I'm administering morphine now.
What's his pulse?
And there you go. Now he's no longer in pain. He's going to jump back up. Obviously, this is armor, so you can do everything right, and it will still reap the wrong results. But that's just the way life is. Is he fully absolute? Yeah, smashing stuff. Yeah. So basically, that's a bit of a crash course onto the medical.
Mumbo.
Yes.
Sorry, Kimbo.
Give us a second. I'll get the document passed around on the Blade Mail, the link to it that Sirez has shared with me and Widgie has shared, and I'll make sure that you've all got that to look at. But yeah, so keeping an eye on the heart rate is a big one, because that will drop off whilst they're being treated, and then making sure that you close any wounds before you, like within closing wounds, and they are stitched before they receive blood. That's another big one. Packs. I don't know about packs really. Widgetal, Sirez, Obi, Holo. What's your take on the packs? When would you administer a pack?
As rarely as possible.
Yeah, when we're all out of fluids and you can't get people up. It's the last
pack
resort.
Pack is like you've done everything to stabilize, and it's just like it's getting to the point where the person, if they had respawned, would have been back already, kind of thing. You know that. Maybe less than that. And the other time we do it is if it's like an instance of Arma where like a truck hit a rock and then flipped unrealistically, and the person was damaged like that. Like Armisms, we do a pack as well, but it's very, very rare. And
it's like a get out of jail free card when you've showed that you've tried the right things and you've done the right things and you've had a second opinion by somebody else, and they're like, well, I can't see why they haven't got up, and then even then sometimes after a pack it might not work. I think I've experienced that before.
That's like an ace bug. That's super rare. But yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. Like asking somebody else, hey, do you think I should use a pack, is always a good direction, because maybe they're like, no, just give it a couple of more minutes, and whatnot. Especially if it's somebody like an NCO or Stabs or Vil or somebody who's around, like they can give you the full go ahead for packs and stuff like. But yeah,
I'm gonna give you an insight into something now. But like, we had a meeting as the NCOs a little while ago on Sunday after the operation, and one of the things that was discussed was like the fact of, look, guys, we're not dying. Like, our medics are really good, and like, rather than like adjusting things like drastically and changing things up, I think they're gonna start looking at like how easy. Well, not how easy it is, because it's not easy for us, but like just making it a little bit more harder for us now. So like, damage is something that you want to be afraid of. I mean, like, most people are like, oh, I've just been fucking hit, I've just been blown up, Widgie's going to pick me up. You know, there might come a time where you know Widgie's not going to be able to just wave his magic wand or 3-0, not just going to come in on the white horses and then save everybody. Like, so these type of things, if you've got a good understanding on them, it's going to serve you well. I know obviously this is training, but please don't expect me to give you all the answers in this regard to this. It's something that you need to formulate yourselves personally. I feel like I'm missing people here. Hang on. There you go. I can see everyone there. Yeah, so we'll get the document dished out, take it away and have a look at it. A couple of things I want to go over though regarding like when to do medical. I touched on one early on, and that is if you're on an assault, the screen can be flashing for pain, you can be walking crippled, but the main thing is if there's enemy there, your weapon stays up, because you need to clear the area first before it's safe really to do medical. There are times when you might have a little lull and there's about 3 blokes around you and you just slap a quick bandage on. That ain't too bad, but you have to be really quick with what you're doing, because first and foremost you're there to kill things and make it safe before you start doing your medical stuff. Security is a big one as well. If you know that there's somebody down a Cat Alpha and say Widgetal's there and Widgetal's dealing, or whoever the medic might be is there and they're dealing with it, and there's just the 3 of you including the patient, as soon as you can leave that patient, get your gun up and protect them. If there's 4 guys there and like 2 are doing medical, you shouldn't even need to be told. The other 2 you're looking to walk away and get your weapon up as quickly as you can as possible. If you walk off and leave somebody and they need you, they'll call you back, but the main thing is security, because if one guy goes down, it takes 2 guys out of the equation. If a medic goes down, it takes a whole squad out, because no one's there to treat them. Make sense?
That whole thing cannot be understated either. Like, security. Like, if you guys, like, I know the first instance, like, instinct is, oh shit, guy's down, let me get on him. But if there's somebody shooting, that guy just got shot relatively close to where he went down, you might join him and that's 2 guys down. Like, he'll last. He'll bleed, but he'll last. And if he doesn't, whatever, you know, it sucks, but at least you're not another casualty. And another time when security is super important is when you guys call like backup medics from the other squads or 3-0 in, because when we come in, we expect it to be hot, sure, but we expect it to be secure enough for us to get in there and not join the list of casualties upon arrival. So that's something to think of too. If a medic needs you, medics know to call and say, hey, you do CPR. Hey, you bandage that guy, I'll get to him. And they'll direct it. But that priority, and your squad leaders and your 2 ICs would definitely know this, that priority is going to be security, because the first step to treating a casualty in combat situation is to cease the combat situation by killing the enemy.
Yeah, I mean, like, it could be 1 guy and there could be 5 of you, but that 1 guy can throw a grenade, and we all know what the AI are like. They're superhuman with the way they do everything, so that could just end the fun for the night in that particular moment. So yeah, communication was another one that was mentioned earlier as well. Obi, I know you're a big fan of like just keeping up the comms and stuff. So the other thing might be as well, like I know Widgie, you share information a lot and stuff like that, but just pass on what's going on. I mean, you can triage as well. Like, I know you're triaging your own mind, but feel free to share that process with 3-0, because you're the first guy, they're the second guy. They'd rather you be there doing what you need to be doing with your weapon up, and then they can carry on with the rest of it.
Another point too on that subject is like keep an eye on what's going on. Like, don't overwhelm yourself with information. But if there's a mass casualty going on and you guys are still under fire, keep in your head what's going on, generally where everybody is, the best you know. You got Shack Tack, you can kind of point it out, because you might be the squad when 3-0 or another squad with medics arrives. You might be like the only one left pointing at, this guy is here and he needs to get up. He was hit first. This guy, you don't have to remember every little detail of the firefight, but take a breath and try and be as clear as you possibly can to pass that information on. That's another side of it that we don't really talk about, but it can and will happen. I'm picturing an event in my head as I say it. So.
A scenario in the past, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been many to choose from, but another thing is as well, like, if you roll as medic, something I'd like to see done, just have in your mind a CCP, especially when you know there's other squads close by. I mean, we work fucking close all the time now, so there's always a squad close by. But when there are mass casualties going on around us, I'm going to try my best to let you guys know. I do it anyway, and I can remember a couple of times that I have done it, and I let you know that, oh, so-and-so's been wiped or something like that. Just picture somewhere safe, like just keep it in reserve, because there might be a time where shit hits the fan. It goes from being all sunshines and rainbows to fucking stormy seas, and and you're literally in the shit, and you just need to get casualties somewhere that's not being like receiving fire. So that's something everyone should take responsibility for. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now. So like the next 10 minutes, guys, if you want to practice spawning people in and treating their injuries, because you've all got backpacks and stitching kits, I'll just get rid of it. And I'm going to eat my burger. So you've got until it texts me to eat my burger, or a bit longer. Go.
How about that unicorn came out?
So,
The unicorn's gone.
Mambo,
Yep.
you understand when you use some morphine that it will lower the heart rate?
Yeah, I understand that.
Oh,
But
man.
about stitching, shall I stitch
fucking horrible
before and
fucking
then
fun.
bandage them?
Yeah, you done brilliant.
No, you bandage first. The wound needs to be closed before you can stitch it.
Okay.
Usually, I think the medics always do the stitch at the
Go and
last
spawn
after they revive,
Spawn
right?
someone in, Outlive. I think you can do multiples. You don't have to just
I
treat one.
tried, it doesn't work for me.
So 3-0. Usually, how I figure
Should I
out
shoot him in the head for
which
you?
which gambler
Yes.
to let die
There you go.
alphabetically.
How many do you need, Gimbo?
You guys figure out how you
Don't. Oh,
Okay, I'm dealing with this
traps.
one.
Traps.
Okay.
You fucking already
I'll,
did one. Don't,
help you
don't,
with it then.
Don't be shooting people. Just treat them.
Okay.
Ah,
Here we go again.
Travis is like, well, he's no longer.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
he's all red all along.
Yeah. So the first thing you do is
released
close
him.
any limb.
Tourniqueting.
The afterlife.
Yeah.
Tourniqueting first.
oh,
limb.
you what? This guy wasn't injured, seriously.
This guy is fine as well.
Yeah, some of them.
Indicating
is
second
either
leg.
dead on spawn or
How about this
like-
guy with blood all over his shirt? Is he okay?
Yeah, he just ate
Tourniqueting the hand.
macaroni.
yeah. Some spaghetti there. Yeah.
Just some.
Tourniqueting other limb. Come on, all four limbs are tourniqueted
If
now.
you want
Yeah, he's
Okay.
nervous.
to shoot him in the
Then
head,
you move on to close
To
other
the
wound.
Oh
chest.
fuck, he's dead.
I have a large
Yeah.
velocity wound, a
I guess
Volgen,
they
and
die
a
from
cut.
a fucking leg wound.
Doing
Just,
a package bandage.
Gambler, this is Dutta.
I killed the guy.
Is
For
he
the Volgen.
Let's go, my son.
Will the bandage
Gambler,
go
we've got a
directly to
military
the
tower southeast
one
of
they
our
are
location.
intended
We're currently on route
No,
training here,
it
so
will
you wouldn't
treat
mind
the
occupying
top
it with a
one
few
first.
militia, please.
I'll
Oh,
go grab a medevac.
Copy, will
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anytime,
next one on the torso is going
Is
to be the evolution.
package. Yeah, it's
If you
that's
copy
the
that
package one.
Wrong net.
A quick clock.
Traps, this guy is dead.
Just
Yeah,
out of
I shot him in the
interest,
head.
I've got a quick question for the medics. When you treat somebody, does it use your inventory
So you got
first,
the
or does it
partial
use theirs?
there, so you need
Theirs.
to use another one.
Theirs.
I'm doing
That's
a
why it's
package
important
bandage
to
on that.
let them take their tourniquets back.
He's ragdoll.
Yeah.
Got ya.
Traps, he's dead.
And Pax will
There you go,
delete the
blue.
tourniquets.
Doing head.
Cool.
That's first is velocity.
Which we always
Using
supply
quick
with a
clock.
little extra everything. So I mean, if anybody loses any tourniquets over that,
You killed him, Richie.
Just
I'm
Mumbo,
respecting him.
Yes.
sometimes, mate, you can basically tell if they're dead straight away when they go into your menu, because if you've got no option to drag or carry them, then it means they're toast, mate. You ain't bringing them back from the dead.
I can still drag and carry him.
Yeah,
So you know
yeah.
he's still alive.
This guy's still alive, so just keep working on him.
Using another quick clot on the head.
Obviously, if the gun's
Full
out,
the
they're
velocity.
out
How
as
do you
well.
body bag him?
Yeah.
I think you need a body bag.
The body bag.
You got a body bag, but how do you body bag him?
Okay, well, Ace is fucked. So
So I did some
shooting-
training with Merkava over there.
The velocity
Did you
is
come up under the
full
interact menu?
Torso.
I did some yeah, and I should be able to bring us down the hillside.
Okay, so it's closing the
That's,
bleeding one
shit
first.
going
Now
back
that you have a partial one,
Hold on.
it won't be bleeding
Yeah,
too
it's
much.
okay, but I
Injury
didn't
from the
test
fucking-
the
Okay.
back in Vida. That was the special one.
Yeah.
So yeah,
but
treated
I
the
How did
cat
you body
now.
bag
fast on the
him,
cliff with those things, but not as fast.
I have
as
still
did. That
have
was
medium
Yeah,
velocity
yeah,
wound and
really
level.
fast.
I should have
Yeah.
called it the slow man.
I'm
Would you
doing
have
another
body
quick
bag?
clot.
The problem was that we jumped.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, let's beeline down with Vegas. Hoorah.
How do you body bag
This
him?
will be fine.
Advanced
Now I'm doing a
bandage.
bandage.
Do you have a body bag?
50
Yeah.
kilometers, that's fine, but once you go over that,
then
everything
on the body.
Okay,
armor,
so
select
now
the
that you
torso,
closed that
and
one,
place it in
I
the
would
bunch,
recommend checking the pulse.
Say again, I can
But
hardly hear you, Richie.
the problem is you're not gonna find
Like
any
it's pretty
pulse
stable.
because you've tourniqueted all the
Just select the
limbs.
torso and
Yes, there are no heart rate,
type it.
nothing.
I
Yeah,
can't hear you.
as long as the limb is tourniqueted, you won't find a pulse. So
Ah,
just
okay.
remove the tourniquet
I
quickly.
was like, oh, this was fine. It was like a rubber band. you
On
saw.
the limb you want to check the pulse on.
Removing tourniquet.
I did not know that was a sec.
And check it
We're
again.
upside down, and I hear Vegas like, alright, dismounting.
Checking pulse.
I got that, like,
It's
See?
83.
Yeah, it's stable pulse. Now check his BP.
You can check the pulse
Checking
through the
blood
head
pressure.
as well, so you don't have to
Oh,
take
yeah,
the
true
tonic
that.
out.
Blood pressure is 85/56.
Okay, slap the tourniquet back on.
Could somebody stitch this guy up, please?
Applying tourniquet again.
Traps.
So he is stable at the moment. So now what I would recommend is stitch up the head and the chest so those wounds don't
Yeah, we
reopen.
went upside down, and I went like,
Using
yeah,
surgical kit on the head.
Caesar went, alright.
It doesn't matter where you
Bullet
use
in
it,
the head?
it will stitch all the wounds that
thought that's-
are blue.
No, dude.
Yeah, I thought it
Oh,
was fun
okay.
to know, and
Yeah.
you just replied so calm.
So when you're done with this, it will have closed all of the wounds on the chest and
Yeah.
the head.
Not-
Okay.
but,
I've got a-
did
once
I
you're done
have
there,
anything
guys,
to
I've got a
say
couple
about
of other
it in
things to,
debrief? I was really tired.
Well, actually, Zezek can mention one very good point he just showed Mumbo, but then I want to also just go over another thing.
Okay, this is done now.
Yeah, and he's still stable, so we're gonna just keep closing
Medium cut
wounds.
by field dressing.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I had so much armor. in
To be
there,
quite
and
honest,
hangers and all this, and
now that
every
we have
time
so
one
many
popped out, you guys
bandages,
were just
I
like,
would just
"Ooh."
use elastics on everything,
like it didn't happen very much
just to
for me
close
as a
the
driver,
wound as
especially
quickly
like
as
in pop
possible.
out, but listening to you and Hilo
And
working,
so we can
that
stitch
was
them up.
really efficient.
But this is because we
So
can
it's-
stitch right
I was
now.
happy
If we
with
can't
it.
Yes.
stitch, we will have to use the
Just
correct
try that thing.
bandages.
Okay.
And,
But now all we
Good
care
work with
about
the
is
Macabre
closing the
on the,
wounds and get
weekend,
tourniquets out, because the tourniquets, they generate pain. Yeah.
I was quite proud I didn't
Okay, then
stare down
it's
thermals
almost
all
done.
night.
yeah, that's. I find like thermals can help you, but they're also blind. Like,
Yeah, like I had a friendly fire incident not too terribly long ago because
Right hand is blue.
I didn't want to
Yeah.
repeat.
yeah, that's the danger of it. Like,
Removing
it's raining.
tourniquet.
It's like I'm just clicking it like Hilo
Stitch
said,
that
I'm
hand
just
also.
scanning the horizon. and then,
No,
like,
I would
click it
close
faster
all
and
the
Oh, wait.
wounds before, and I wouldn't remove the
Mortar,
tourniquet
or whenever
until
the minute
you're
it dropped
all the
on
way
me,
down,
you can't burn
because
those down on
there's a
thermals,
good
mate.
likelihood that one of those wounds will
The summer
reopen.
was in
Okay.
my eyes when I was ranging.
Outlive, are you quite confident
You
with
can blame it on,
with all this then?
PC
Because you
systems.
seemed to
Oh,
struggle
I
last time
field
we were doing
dress.
you were doing medic.
I was not struggling, you were all
So this
dying.
guy is
Jesus.
just question, right?
Sorry,
Yeah, it's
what
like
are you saying,
a
Trips?
So in this case, actually, he's got enough blood pressure and heart rate. You can
Do
actually.
you guys actually ever triage,
morphine.
like with the actual
He can
triage
help
cards?
bandage himself, right?
Nah.
I did an arrow.
Look at this man. Look at this man. He's healthy.
Because if we get to someone, then I will get an overview and we will just start doing our work.
Danger, I will
Yes.
just do it
Yeah,
now.
I prefer
And
if
keep him
if
down.
there's a mass casualty.
Yeah, it looks alright.
Then I prefer that the medic has already done
Do
it.
you like
that
my
is
medical
what
glasses?
Really?
I know Chris
Yeah.
was telling me that you to go like you'd have this whole thing.
Because,
in
like,
your mind.
Oh, it's in
That's
his
good.
methodical.
Methodical.
Bandage him,
That's
though.
what you need.
Yeah, everything is in
Beg your pardon?
So
This is all he's done is bandage him.
He's still
And
out
I've surgery, Tim.
I don't know.
Yeah, but
yeah,
that's
Icarus
fine.
really
Like,
wanted to
I
use
wouldn't
the
be,
markings
Can't hear you,
on
Sleep.
It's
Not
up
in
to
the
all
the
the
lockdown.
Vegas
to
trials things.
evaluate
For some
the-
reason,
I
everyone
got
else
all
is
the
louder
videos.
than you are.
But it was all in my head. I just acted up on it. And,
Yeah, I found that
yeah.
after the update, Acres
Having
was
a
a
fuse
bit.
bandage.
That is true.
Do you like my glasses?
As I said, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. What happened to your helmet?
It's up to
Yeah,
you.
we want to
It's
like
on my
do
backpack.
that quickly and just don't be messing
No, I
about
can't see it.
because it's a little bit
do you think,
harsher
Kimbo?
in Arma than in real life. Like people die a
So
lot
in this
quicker
case,
now.
he has
You get those
indicated
glasses,
on all of his lips.
Ask
Mhm.
He still has a heart rate
Yeah.
and a
ones as well.
good blood pressure,
Yeah,
or
I
okay
noticed.
blood
Especially
pressure.
when we come
Mhm.
because
At that
we are
moment,
not
you
the
could have
first
given him a
one
morphine
that's
so he
in
can get up. He can help stitch himself.
You could.
And,
Yeah, and
it's
then it
on,
would
like,
save
quick
time, and
edge
you
of
would
this
have
guy's
two pairs of
investigation.
hands working on the same guy.
Mysterious is how long has been.
That can actually be counterproductive though, because I've done it in the past where I've got up and I've run off, and he's not ready for run off yet, and you're chasing him down.
Yeah, that's one of the things.
And I'm
Traps.
guilty of that. Like anyone after
Yeah.
a G, he has to keep telling me to come back.
Why did you apply a tourniquet to your own leg?
I did?
Yes.
Yeah. I was up there.
Ah, that's weird. Somebody put it there.
Yeah, it was like 100 miles.
You put it there. It even tells you in the medical log.
Yeah, it
There's
tells you
no hiding.
Sorry, kilometers. I keep.
Yeah, yes.
Don't see anything.
Are you blind? It's your
What's the word I'm looking
I
for?
can see it.
Let's use reform.
Open the medical menu on yourself.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay.
Milliliters.
That's weird.
Another thing, Mambo, is to
Yes.
keep an eye if he is still stable and hasn't crashed.
1/16 of a thousand.
So after doing one limb, I would probably check the pulse on the head.
Okay.
Yeah, just a kilometer.
Let me
Now,
check it
I've done it
quickly.
already, and I know he's still stable.
You can actually check the pulse on the crutch as
Using
well, but I know you
surgical
guys
kit?
won't do that.
Fucking Ashley, trust you. At what point in fucking life are you only ever going to be able to check a pulse in somebody's fucking crotch?
Well, you need. Now you've got an excuse, haven't you?
Yeah, stitch up, nice.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
fair enough.
But actually, you need to get the blood pumping first.
Mate, somebody started checking my pulse on my crotch, I'd probably get the blood pumping.
Pumping to the wrong place, though.
Depends who's doing it.
Well, better tourniquet it.
Mate, whatever you do in your spare time in your fucking bedroom is up to you, mate. See, I'm enjoying it. Slow, steady, but the guy's still alive. That's cool.
Okay,
Are you
he's
still
up.
talking about checking blood pulse?
Okay, so
Yeah.
is he
I'll remove
receiving?
the tourniquets.
Is he receiving any
Checking
salines? or anything?
pulse. Okay.
I'm not sure what sitting on him is going to do.
Removing
It
the
might be a
tourniquet.
new form of CPR,
It's a little bit
or
Sure.
they're recreating something from Pornhub. I'm
Okay,
not
that's
too sure.
8150. What shall I administer?
500.
Yeah, 500, and then do a morphine.
Administering 500 saline.
Ideally, is 120 over 80, and it takes about 2 minutes to see the top number go up by 10. So, and that's using a 500 mil.
No, shall we be checking his pulse every few minutes so that before we can administer the morphine?
Now, this guy has been stable all along, so morphine shouldn't do too much against him. So you can just inject the morphine now, and after you've done the morphine, I would check him like every minute or so if he's in a
Well done, Mum.
place.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job.
And now Shraps executes him.
Fine, guys. Just
Okay.
stand ready.
Yeah. Oh shit! That's literally politician.
Right. Two things. One we need to go over in a minute, but Zezek raised a very good point, which even I wasn't aware of, which isn't surprising, but there you go. Do you just want to tell the guys, Zez, what's the deal with tourniquets and checking blood pressure, checking pulses?
Yeah, you won't get any feedback if you have a tourniquet limb and checking on that limb. Just keep in mind you can check on both head and chest. So I usually do the arm because that's more realistic, but that's just me.
Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is if you've got a limb selected and you do check pulse and it's got a tourniquet on it, you're not going to get the pulse. But surefire way to do it is just go on a torso or the head and you should be fine. Another thing is, and this happens to me all the time and I see it happen to people, is somebody's just gone down and they're in a bit of a dodgy situation. Ideally you want to drag them because it's quicker, but sometimes you go to drag them and it doesn't move. So has anybody else experienced that before?
Yeah, multiple times.
Okay, so, well, go on, Widgie, what's the answer to that then, chap?
Press C.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, if you're crouched when you do it, I think that bugs it out. And if your combat pace is, like people say press C, but I've got combat pace set to double C. So
yeah, me
that's
too.
basically what you're changing, isn't it, Widge, when you're pressing C? So, just for the likes of Mumbo, what I'm going to do is get another patient.
Politicians in command.
Yes.
Like 5 years ago, they said.
See if you can drag him, dude.
They're like diesel engines and stuff. And we suggest everyone gets that because that's so much better. And now,
yeah, I can drag him.
Yeah, there you go.
If you press C, you won't be able to move there.
So now you have to
Yes, I cannot.
Yeah.
I cannot move him forward.
No, you can only drag him backwards. Another thing to notice as well with that.
Yes.
The Tesla can survive in space, but not in...
Brutal straps, what the fuck?
Did you just kill him, Traps?
Yeah, he's ragdoll.
No, I shot him in the leg to drag him.
Yeah, but it's ragdoll now.
Right. Okay. Would somebody quickly want a quick time and get that guy back up? I've just put down there. Get him to the stage where he's standing up, please.
He's already dead.
Like, no, we haven't received appliance for this even. Like, come on, Elon. And then Elon tweeted like,
It's too late, Traps. He's dead.
maybe start a company that drives around.
Remember communication.
There we go.
No, I had a problem with the dragging also all the time.
yeah, it's more like for
Treating this man.
Nice.
Solid.
Yeah, I guess that's actually...
Applying tourniquet on right limb.
I'm not sure.
People can have an app.
Just remove them already. Almost done.
So, one of the classic things is you're driving in a vehicle, you smash into a wall or another vehicle. Everyone in the vehicle suffers from crushed tissue on the legs, and they get out of the vehicle because it's about to...
Because my car wouldn't start, and...
yes.
Someone used back.
Oh my god.
That was for crushed vehicles, right?
No. Pack is not for crushed vehicles. Crushed tissue, elastics for crushed tissue, but basically this is still going to rain true. Right, this guy's got leg injury now, so if he stands back up and he starts to walk, he's not going to be able to walk very well. He's going to be like literally limping along. If that happens to any team member on this team and we need to get out of there quickly and somebody sees this happening, you go up to them, you interact and you carry them. Because even though they're up and they're moving, you can still carry them. For instance,
there you go, leg injury.
I think there's a whole story about that. And you say like how
he was standing up,
yeah,
and I can still pick him up. So you
And
did
now
this.
you're doing a dance.
So if anybody like this might be if someone takes a hit in a vehicle and the vehicle's about to explode and you need to get them out of there, then obviously this is what you do. So, right.
So as long as somebody has a leg injury, you can actually pick them up.
So if they're really bad and you're going to go treat them, but they're walking really slow and you know it's going to take a long time, just pick them up and then take them somewhere safe.
Pretty neatly.
So you know if you've got a leg injury, because as I say, you'll just be limping like a moron.
Cities that have
Makes sense?
come up, like I think a good one to look at is like Utah, Salt Lake City out there. It's all like a grid.
Good stuff. I didn't know that.
Okay.
Right.
There's hardly
Okay.
those little
So,
winding side streets and
Would you?
everything.
You got anything you want to
we
add
don't have
that
it in
I haven't
mind at
mentioned
all.
that you'd like to see done?
Yeah, everything is just circles and lovely snake
When
patterns
possible,
and,
try and be
like
sort
not
of quick
round
with
here, you have to drive like 3
tourniquets and
kilometers
shit,
underground
because
just to go around the mountain.
there's been situations
We do
where
do tunnels, though.
like been handed a body and
but they are
it's like
expensive,
red all
that's
over
tunnels.
and it's been bleeding for
Great.
10 minutes and I
Tunnels
have
can
no
be nice.
chance to
Let's
get it
say
up.
Germany loves fucking spending money on
Yeah.
So
roads and shit.
just
They're always, like,
if there's a
always
lot of
fixing
bleeding,
something. You're
try
always
and
like, you're always like, you find that nice route
do
to where
do
you
something
know
about
it's
the bleeding.
hot, and you're like, oh, okay. And
Don't
then, like, the next week, there's
Do you want to whisper which?
construction where they're fixing some shit.
Negative. Am I
You
better
get,
now?
Nah, man.
yeah,
It's just your
tunnels
soft,
and,
soft
like,
Swedish
tracks on
tone.
road
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
No, I think so. 'cause
So,
I saw them put it
basically
on
just going over what we just said there, guys.
asphalt back
He's
in
asked for it.
a few
If
months
you see
back.
somebody who's like injured
Yeah,
and they're
they
bleeding
know
from
they
their arms and their
break like
legs,
gravel and
slap
different
tourniquets on them
things
because
with the
of the less that they bleed from there, the less fluids he's going to have to waste in getting on to a sort of reasonable state.
Sweden as well.
And
Yeah, it's like
guys, Widge is a busy man. If you get fucking hit with a bullet and you're not dead, use a packing bandage. As long as your screen's not black and white, your blood pressure will sort itself out over time. You don't need to worry too much about it. Correct, Widge?
It's great for me as a
Sort of, yeah. Just to sort of set things in perspective, the amount of blood we're actually carrying in the squad is equal to, I think, 50 or 60 points, blood pressure points. So if one of you bleeds for like 3 minutes, pretty bad, that's gonna eat up all our fluid supply. So it's pretty important to sort of get the bleeding stopped either by patching yourself up or pop a tourniquet on or something, because sure, we've got 3-0, but that might take a while. And if someone's down, stabilizing someone is pretty easy. But it's mostly fluids that gets us, I think. So
Cool.
try and be a little quick.
Right. Traps, Outlive, put your shades back in the crates, please.
Yeah, fluid is cold.
Fluid is if there was a currency.
I just wanna mention something. These backpacks we have on right now, they're rich. We don't have Ridgy has nothing like this in his backpack. You can half it and half it again, then you get to what Ridgy is carrying.
Yeah, I always told Arrow when I was young.
Yeah, so this
It's always
like
cold to me. Don't
this isn't what they have to work with. They have literally slender pickings. Right, that's pretty much done for the medical side of things, guys. So it's completely up to you. If you know which backpacks are yours, you can get them, or if you just want to relog, you can do that quickly, and you should respawn with your default gear.
I just go ahead and get him a fucking.
Just one more thing. I noticed while I was patching this one guy up, it took a very long time for one person to do it.
To be honest with you, mate, that guy that you was it the one that you was dealing with and Zezek was talking you through?
No.
Oh.
It was injured all over.
Well, there's your answer, mate. So you've got literally loads of injuries. Like, you can have them where you basically, if you see somebody go, "You're fucked up," or you hear somebody say, "Man, they're fucked up," it means they're literally completely like dark red, and they've got probably about 5 injuries on each body item, and no pulse and shit like that. So it can take a long time, which is why you need to kind of understand what you're doing a little bit, because it just makes it quicker. But even then, like the best people, if they've got a real serious like casualty, they're gonna struggle, whether it's Widgie or 3-0 if it's just one man. But that's why communication can kind of be the difference between 5 seconds and no seconds, if you know, 1 second. So just food for thought.
Okay, thank you.
Did you ask about the pack taking a long time or not?
No, just generally patching them up.
Oh, it was patching. Oh, I thought it was like. Oh, sorry.
But yeah, the guy you did, Mambo, is pretty much worst case scenario with fucking artillery landing point on him and it's red all over. So yeah,
I think
unlikely.
The worst thing I've seen was the mission where Kimbo was hit with phosphorus grenades.
Oh, that was terrible.
I was about to say
18 or 30 fucking avulsions and shit on him. It was like,
But we're just screaming at people, don't go to him because the cloud's still there, and all he's thinking is his job's getting harder by the second.
Yeah, me and Stabcon.
All 3 zeros in the back lining up another shot.
Yeah. You know, me and Stabcon tested out on Hilo, tested out the phosphorus grenades. You can walk into them, nothing happens, but when shit happens, it's 1 wound a second. And they just pop up until you're just laying there in mush.
I mean, like, yeah, that's not ideal because the ones that you're going to struggle with are the ones you don't see often. Bullet wounds shouldn't be a problem for anybody, but like you get weird ones when you smash a vehicle up, or you get like the Willy Peak grenades. So yeah, it's a shame they don't have like burns as an injury. There isn't a burn model, is there?
No.
Like, how would you even do that? You'd have to obviously use a field dressing and probably ointment and stuff, or I don't know. You probably wouldn't even touch it though. I would not even know where to begin in real life with one of those.
Vaseline.
Oh,
it would
no.
be brilliant. Let us have salves and burn things on the top of everything we have.
Yeah, man. Liquids as well. So you've got a drip going, so I'm just administering
Well, if they get burned, you just ace interact and take the letters to their parents.
Dog tags and post them.
What's this one actually been scripted in called Airway as well, isn't there? But that's not come to light yet. Like an airway, like if it's closed.
There are ace options for it. You can enable airwave simulation, but I have no idea what it is.
That's probably something to do with if you take too much to the chest, innit?
Yeah, because you get blood up in there.
Collapsed lung and stuff like that, and
because I don't think there's any more sort of treatment thingies surrounding the ACE medical system, like what's that thingy you put in the mouth to get the airways cleared and stuff?
Like a tracheal tube.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a doctor, and I don't pretend to be, and they use lots of Latin words, and I'm no good with English, let alone Latin, so... Yeah. I know what you're on about, though. Right, so we've got like an hour left of training. That chart's actually pretty sick. There's an hour left of training, so what I was thinking of doing is leaving it to you guys to see what you wanted to do, so long as obviously it's productive, or... As I say, as long as it's productive, or like we could do some like vehicle crewing and peeling stuff and just swapping it round and practicing on that. Because I'll be honest with you, I could do with a bit more practice on that stuff. But go on, who was going to say this?
Can we keep on doing medical where we arrive at the scene?
Could do, but the Zeus is just disconnected and.
Well. I can shoot Obi for you if you want.
Okay. His American mate, he shoots back.
He shoots first.
Okay. If you don't know, Zeus.
Wait for Phil to jump in because he's just literally just disconnected off. What I want you guys to do though, could you go and grab Who we got? Outlive. Do me a favour, go and grab a vehicle from the hangar, bring it over to here. Make sure it's a suitable one, like a Jackal or something.
Okay.
Actually, you guys want to roll with us?
Sure, yeah.
Sure.
Get them wrap, please, Outlive, actually, because 3-0 are going to tag on along.
Got an idea for you if you feeling froggy with the medical stuff. It's how I used to train Dusak on his reaction to casualty, where I'd just shoot one of them.
Yeah, Shrubs, be careful with that. That kills.
That is fucking typical fucking Dusak. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, no.
We're going to do fucking random fucking... Pow! Right, sort him out.
I'd have him moving in formation across some terrain, and then just blam one of them and let him treat it as if it was a real casualty.
How many times was it, Dave?
Oh, every time.
Every other time, yeah.
Every
So
opportunity.
Everyone's like walking back to the line, and Dave's just like proper limping. Look, he's crawling.
Yeah, if Callio wasn't there, I don't know if you remember him.
Oh yeah, I remember Callio, man. Oh, me and him fucking duking it out with the entrenchment tools. I think we're the reason why entrenchment tools are nearly banned.
Yeah.
Shraps, what the fuck are you doing?
Lining up the
Putting
bodies.
road bumps to slow down, speeding cars. Yeah, speed bumps. All right, here comes a casualty.
Shraps, you're not going to beat an MRAP, mate.
Right.
Oh god. Oh, this is gonna end badly.
Arm of physics.
I'm not getting in that.
I knew Artem was going to do that.
There's a professional courtesy in the military that you do not run over corpses.
What?
Not friendly corpses.
Oh, come on, Phil.
Oh fuck! Thought I was driving over Shraps.
Mate, if you thought it was Shraps, you should have been reversing as well.
Oh, sorry, hold on.
He's just gone, hasn't he? He's thought, right, 8 o'clock, Blade are going to need me in a second. I'm just going to disconnect and fuck Kimbo's night right up.
He knows.
What do you reckon? Who else has got Zeus permissions other than Phil and Caesar?
Yeah, Will is.
Icarus might have a...
Yeah, Icarus.
Gambler, this is Blade. That one interrupted because he's training, so is fucking C's. Okay. Oh, I don't know what to do.
Will has connected.
Do you guys not get
It's just-
epinephrine in the backpack? So
That's correct, we don't have epinephrines.
do you not use them at all?
Yes. Oh, we use them. We
Shraps,
have
what the hell are you doing?
Taking my kills with me.
But not on this server.
What?
Unless
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my
so it's-
trophies.
Yeah.
Did you put them in your backpack?
Yeah. Was there
I can.
epinephrines in FS3 crate?
Nah.
I'm sorry, Mumbo.
I
They're
can
always
put
like
it in my
this.
backpack.
Say again?
Pull them out
Shraps
again.
and Outlives are always like that.
We gotta pull them
Like
out
this.
when
We are
we're
what?
gonna stand on the
Actually?
line and we're gonna circle
Sorry
up
about
my
too
trophies.
many speaking. What do you say?
I have some epis on me. I'm gonna put them in. I can't put them in the backpack because backpack is full.
Shlee.
Yeah, sure. I'm carrying 2 at the moment, so should be fine.
Shraps has stolen 2 bodies.
Yeah, I've seen.
I'm just adding to his collection.
There you go. 4 more in your backpack.
Thank you.
Next to the years.
It's our
Are
collection,
you
by the way.
actually making a wife, Shraps?
Hmm?
Never mind.
You all know what epinephrines do, Mambo?
Epinephrine, I think it increases the heart rate.
Yes. So
Open up the airways, things like that.
We're good for bee stings too.
Yeah, and if someone doesn't have a pulse, you can use an epinephrine to increase the chance of CPR getting the pulse back.
Magic?
It's like a
has also-
defibrillator.
Sorry, what did you say, Mambo?
Defibrillator, which is the electric shock.
Oh,
increase the
defib.
heart rate.
Yeah. Well, there is a defib in game, but it's too OP, to be honest.
Yeah.
It immediately sets your heart rate to 40.
It's also not modeled realistically either, because like a defibrillator is used in a very specific set of circumstances in real life. When there's fibrillation.
Yeah, but that do make a cool sound though.
Damn.
Can you make the sounds, Arius?
Yeah. What?
Can you make the sound they make?
Yeah, there you go.
A for effort.
Thank you. All
Blade,
never
let's,
comes to Blaze.
form up
And
in
if they
the
gave us
MRAP,
those,
please.
that'd be fucking shocking.
Man up.
everybody.
Yeah. Do you have a stitching kit?
Where do you want to drive?
Oh, no.
Free 0, you jumping in?
Getting in the party wagon.
No stitching kits.
Outlive, you're gonna need your helmet for this.
It's lost somewhere.
You're gonna have to go.
Right, guys.
Find
Um,
them.
we don't need combat helmets for this. We can deal with berets. we're to go and meet some village leaders in the town of Athera. So what I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to mark a route on map in typical Kimbo fucking line drawing. Do you all see that line? I bet you can't because it's in fucking side channel.
See it?
Did you see it?
Yeah, we see
Yeah,
it.
it's side channel, yeah.
What side do you think we're on, Kim?
I've warned you, Widgetal, about pointing out my mistakes. Get you nowhere. Right, follow that.
Get you closer to death.
That haphazard marker. So, SitRep, as I say, is we're to meet with some village leaders and basically talk about whether Outlive should shave his moustache going into 2019, as it's still classed as the new year. Looking at Outlive, though, I don't think he's gonna. And
We'll do a poll about that.
You're just jealous because I've got a moustache.
We just missed our turn.
Just hook right, please. Head direct northwest now. Cross country. More northwest. Even more northwest. There you go. That's the northwest I was after.
This is just north.
Follow the road west, please. And just kind of follow that marker I've put on the map. Or, yeah, it's on the map but not on the road.
I like how these antennas wobble.
Right, so what we're going to do is myself, Shlee, Zezek. We're just not medics for the rest of tonight. Okay, we can't do anything medical. Understood?
Copy that.
Yeah, okay. No medical stuff. Alright.
No. Not yourself, sorry, Shreps. Shlee, Zezek, and myself. We're not medics. The rest of you are the only medics in the squad. We just all can be there for guidance, and 3-0 can be there for guidance.
So
It's called role playing, guys. RP, yeah.
So if they're pretending to be old gambler medics, are they going to kick any doors and do CKD?
Lead the charge.
Yeah.
I doubt it, mate. Those fuckers never died either, but then again, you know why, because they were the medics. Alright, stop vehicle. Disembark.
Get your berets on, people.
Berets on.
We are here to discuss freedom.
At gunpoint.
No one point guns at the village elders.
Tell Shreps that.
Right, boys. 3-0. Let's just do a staggered column going southeast down this road. I don't want to be in front because I just don't want to be. Mumbo.
Yep.
Go into your self-interact, sling your helmet, bad boy, please.
Okay.
Take that lid off, son.
Like this?
Ooh, you're balding.
Yeah.
I was about to say,
Fuck
Jesus.
off.
In real life too.
Did you say bald or bulging?
Balding.
No. We're just happy to see you, really.
Right, who's leading the dude up?
I guess I'm up front.
Then on Zezek, mate, take him out, please.
Stepping off.
Forward march.
Do you want to do staggered or just a line?
Yeah, staggered, please.
Blue, you take left.
I was already wondering where my blue team was.
Just pick the pace up Outlive and catch up.
Ooh, some guys.
Kimbo, these guys have guns.
Yeah, it's okay, mate. They're armed village elders. I'm not gonna fucking shoot us.
Safe is off.
Oh, shit.
Explosion.
I think
They just
Sorry,
got
where'd that
fucked
come
up.
from?
front, left side.
On the village people.
Right, double time, come on.
Oh, fuck.
Second one.
I think we've got a mine.
Slow down, IEDs.
Yeah, roger that. Right, let's get some security. Those that aren't medics, anyone else get to help in the injured, please. For this, guys, yeah, 3-0. If you want to just walk around and make sure people are okay, and Wigital as well if you want to help out.
Do we even have an engineer with us? Because I'm afraid to move now.
Yeah, I'm a little bit terrified, but
This guy got a heart rate.
don't worry, you can use your eyes.
Right, guys, remember everything we've talked
true.
about? Communication as well. If somebody's struggling on something, shout out.
This gentleman's injured here.
So, Cat Charlie.
This man has a pulse and a blood pressure.
He's got blood all over him, but no injuries.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Just wondered if I should report it in.
Come too far for the treatment.
Nah, if he's not wounded. And we're not medics. We're not looking at people.
Yeah, but I can report it in.
Nah.
That's what we're thinking.
Nah.
This man.
Nah.
For some reason,
Nah.
I expected there to be an Indian, a cowboy, a fireman, and a police officer.
Right, dude, if you've got one guy in front of you, there's another two in front of you, so you can call on one of the other medics.
Gonna check the church compound.
Okay, then backing up this guy.
I need a medic on me, please.
Yeah, send in.
I'll join you soon.
We've
Three
got
here.
3 guys behind that palm tree not being treated.
Yeah, Roger.
Treating large cat.
Do we know what hit them?
No, some kind of explosions.
It's just the
Yeah, we need more guys.
Wait,
This guy's ragdolled.
Pass it
I'm
up,
out of
guys.
bandages.
If you hear something, pass it up so people know.
I'm out of bandages.
3-0. Mambo, I'll give some.
I need another medic.
Putting a tourniquet on this guy.
Using surgeon.
Yeah,
Who needs help, guys? Come on, talk.
That's
No,
good.
I'm okay here.
That's it. I like that.
Cool.
Straps
Someone
is
with no
good.
bandage.
Straps is good.
Yeah,
You can
I'm,
take from my
I'm
backpack.
passing you. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I think the one
I'm
that
giving you all
ragdolled
mine.
against
That's
the
just.
This guy's dead.
wall. Yeah, he's ragdolled.
Straps, did you need them up?
Yeah, I need some morphine in this guy.
Roger that, inject the morphine. Morphine done.
How's this guy doing?
Right, he's back up. I need to stitch him still.
We have 4 cat Bs. Sorry, 5 cat Cs. 5 cat Cs, guys.
Cat A here as well. Gonna tourniquet him and they're gonna bring him to the CCP.
Status we have one guy up there, currently 3 guys.
Any cat alphas not being dealt with?
Nice ragdolled.
I'm gonna close this door, so.
Good.
What do I mean by cat
Cool.
alpha, guys?
Damn it.
People who are dying.
Yeah. What do I mean by a cat C?
I can't stitch him, serious.
Someone is
Traps.
still walking.
Yeah, looking for next guy.
Traps, what's a cat C?
Checking blood pressure.
No security.
Blood pressure.
Cat C, what do you mean?
42.
What is a cat C? Medical. You have a cat A, cat B, and a cat C?
The cat C is the guy standing there.
Good man, well done.
Just get cover. I'm gonna move up and cover.
This
Got
man
another
should
cat
be
A
fine,
here,
just
needs
lost a
dealing
lot of
with.
blood. His,
Checking his pulse now.
Blood pressure's 82.
The guy behind you is dead.
54.
Cat
Guy's
C's
got a
incoming.
heart rate,
Incoming.
bleeding.
Cat A here.
South's covered.
Applying tourniquets to legs.
Security up here in north.
Advise blade operator.
He needs a little bit.
Removing tourniquet.
Is that guy there okay? Lay it down.
Let's just
I
see.
got the demo, we have no security at Northern.
Yeah,
Roger
dead.
that, tell Obi I'm going north. There are 3 cat C's there that need dealing with soon to be cat Bs.
This guy's stabilized.
Do you have any blood out?
No, no blood.
No, I did the thingy off.
Roger that. I'm gonna give him 1,000 blood.
Shrubs here. I need a morphine. Anybody can inject the morphine. in the
Kimbo's
station?
Kimbo's got morphine.
I have heart rate of 7.
Yeah, I got morphine.
Can you come to me and inject this guy?
This guy trying to run off. Cat C.
I need morphine on that patient.
Sears or Hilo, whoever can break off. I've got a wounded soldier and he's scratch last, scratch last.
Moving him.
Olive, are you still being able to treat that geezer?
Which one?
Oh, meant to
The one
best
that's
line,
to
but
your
this'll do.
left there by about 3.
Welcome.
But that
Person check blood
he
pressure.
needs blood. I just said
Oh,
it.
52 over 35.
He's
Heart rate
just lost a
75.
lot of blood. And
I
that's
can get
about
him
it.
some blood.
Oh, he's
Cat
back.
B here.
Look.
Roger that. Gonna check some
I
blood.
think this guy needs blood.
1k going in. Roger, I'm gonna inject this blood and go.
Guys, you're having patients run off on you.
Cool.
So he should be fine.
Hilo status. Yeah.
You still got medicals?
Get the heart rate. It's
You still got medical supplies?
Serious status. Yeah.
Come and drop your backpack, please, so these guys can steal from it. Steal? That's not the right word.
Say again.
Could you drop it on the floor so if anybody needs it, they can
Okay,
use it?
fixing up his head.
Yeah, I'll stand here and they can just grab it out my back.
Roger that. Obi's got medical supplies. He's on me. If anybody needs any medical supplies, Obi's got them. Speak up now. Forever hold your pieces.
We need what? Sorry?
If you need medical supplies, Obi's got them in the backpack.
We currently have 2 unconscious people.
Stitching.
Roger that. Hilo, do you want to step off and see if you can assist?
Yeah, I kept security north because no one else did, so...
Yeah, that's fine, mate. I should be able to cover both northeast to
I'll let
through to
North go.
northwest.
You want me to take some blood as well?
Do you have to check with so much frequency?
Anyone need anything?
No,
What
his
they
heart
have?
is 77, blood is 65 over 42.
Oh,
That should be good.
taken some bits and pieces here.
Is everyone good?
This one's dead.
When is it safe to give him epi? Or, sorry, morphine?
It's safe to give him now. If you have higher than 40, then 40-50, then you can give him morphine.
The heart rate? Okay, I can give him morphine now.
Is that man over there?
Yeah.
Has he been checked?
As a thumb
Administering
rule,
morphine?
if you have 50
he's
heart
got-
rate or more, you can give him morphine, but he might go down, so having
Because there
epinephrine
were
in
people
backhand
around
is
here,
always good.
so-
Yeah, I was working on this guy.
As people gain more blood pressure, their pulse will also rise.
Heart rate has gone to 67.
Hilo, whenever casualty situation's over, radio to
Roger,
alert
keep a tab on that.
casualty situation at Blade.
The bell tower.
Reduced to
get
58.
shit over me.
Jeez.
It's going
Roger,
down
I'll be
really fast.
currently guiding.
Oddly, that casualty is complete and we are no longer required.
Talk to me,
Getting
guys.
up.
What we at now? How many cat
throw an
alphas have we
epi
got?
47, shall I administer epi?
Yeah, no, that's fine, it should stabilize. If it gets below 40, you should administer that.
2 cat
Got that.
alphas and...
Wait, one, sorry.
Wait one.
Schlee, for fuck's sake, you're not a fucking
Fuck,
medic.
you like this,
You don't know what a cat alpha is.
this cat.
I do.
No, fuck off. Let them do their shit.
This is a cat A
down here,
still.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, but
he's
we'll never hear it then.
He's unresponsive.
They need to learn to communicate. The rest of the team too.
Roger, he got a little...
What are you talking about?
He should wake up in a second.
You stitch this man up.
You take a couple of fluids off 3-0 before they disappear, please.
Then he administer more blood.
I'll administer some
Okay.
blood, man.
You got some more casualties here?
Negative.
Nag.
They've all been brought to you.
If you do.
I just gave him blood. What's this thingy at?
I'm grabbing some fluid.
We
you
are
know.
done.
Blood and fluff.
58,
Happy.
We need
I've got
body
some room in my
bags.
backpack, which if you need it.
Did you stitch this man?
Don't worry
Yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you stitched.
Nice one, 3-0. Thank you for your help.
Yep.
Took one of each.
We'll
Why
still
is
we'll
he
still
building
be
up?
still be here. That was part of the
okay.
exercise for us.
But why?
Gentleman here has just collapsed.
Alright, let's have a look
You
at
We
will
the...
got a cat B, possible cat A on Schlee. Let's make sure he gets dealt with.
I'm on it, I'm on it.
Still got a heart rate.
Yeah, he's just a lazy ass.
Somebody just repeat that comment I just sent then. I think I said that wrong.
Where's Schlee?
Did I say we have a cat B, possibly
just-
cat A?
Yeah.
Or cat...
On
yeah,
me.
cool, that's fine. Sorry,
Back
in my
in
head
his,
I
chest.
will guess what I said then.
They have no heart rate.
C is for cat.
Let's
That's
find
right.
out where's this
Stitching.
man?
How do I know that the
This
patient
man is
is
still
dead?
bleeding his ass off. These cat
Right, Mumbo, do
Yes.
you remember I
He's
told
got
you
blood
that? Do
pressure.
you remember I told you that you can have the option to drag them and pick
Ah,
them
okay,
up?
okay.
This is Gambler.
No, he's got heart
I
rate
believe
in
there
his
are some
blood pressure,
vehicles
so he's-
currently just off north.
Oh, yeah, I'm not getting an option to drag. and
Someone just
stuff like that.
requested.
Okay.
Apologies, you are to use those
Yeah, okay,
vehicles
he's
in order
dead.
to make it back.
Kimbo,
Roger.
why have these guys look like they've eaten a lot of pasta but they're not injured?
Because blood doesn't disappear the moment they've been stitched, mate. It stains clothes and stays there.
And they probably stood next to their bellies, so that's not their blood.
This guy's still injured.
Do you know what I did there, Outlive? We all know it should disappear, but I RP'd it right up your ass then.
Yeah, I know. I love you for it. This man has school glasses.
Yeah, stop fucking wearing glasses, because like.
I'm not wearing glasses.
Blade, this is.
It looks silly on the stream.
This is Blade, son.
Blade, be advised, 3-0 stepping off station.
When you
we'll be
watch it
on
back.
Comms for future requests.
Roger that. Many thanks, Blade.
Yeah, that guy looks cool. I guess release the guys who you are 100% with.
What's wrong with this guy?
Right, so we have.
He has low
saved
blood
1,
pressure.
2, 3, 4,
I'll give him
5,
some blood.
No, he's already receiving blood.
I'll give him some
6. Cats. Okay.
Kimbo, do
Possible
you want the medics to release the ones who are healed?
Yeah, just carry on, mate. Crack on. Actually, I think they've just had a near-death experience. I'd probably want to go straight to church. Yep, he's going to church. With
I'm
his
seeing an armored
gun up.
vehicle.
Seriously?
Yes.
You mean that one, that 3-0 I've just jumped in?
Yeah, those two.
Yep.
Those are small ones. Cannot be OD.
They are still armored vehicles. Yeah.
Oh, you're up.
Bridgie, you've been texturing again.
That's tiny, that tank. So cute.
They're carrying medical supplies.
Such a cute tank.
Mm-hmm.
Stand still for a moment.
What are you doing out with?
There you go.
What did I need that for?
Is the exercise over?
We still got any casualties?
Don't
They
think
all
so.
okay? Right, guys. Excellent stuff. Well done. We lost 1, 2, 3 over here. We got any more over there?
2 dead on arrival.
Considering we was really close, and what it was that blew them up, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I was thinking perhaps next time we should do it a little bit differently. We should just stabilize as much as possible and then try to fix them. Then we don't have the risk of others bleeding out.
Yeah, that's what the combat team were doing while you were treating the ones that you had.
Ah, okay.
We're tourniqueting and bringing them to you.
Right, guys, that'll be next for medical. So, if you want to stick your berets back on, this is Gambler. No, fuck.
Oh, Barry?
Sorry, back on. This is Blade.
I
to all
lost my
Gamblers
helmet.
Is anybody occupied?
So did I, but you've got a
You
nice
stole my
ring.
helmet. I threw it on the ground and you took it.
Oh yeah, I got a helmet. I gave you something in return. Look at your backpack.
No, that's not what I need.
This Gambler replying on Cutlass's behalf.
And by the
due
way,
to,
it's a machine gunner's helmet. So
Capacity break.
people will know you
Cutlass
stole it. from me.
currently is occupying CQB range 3. Over.
Many thanks.
I'll just say that I was pickpocketed by Outlaw.
This is Dosak. We're currently in the gas and nowhere, so we're not in any CQB ranges. Over.
No, just heal up.
Oh, cheers, Dosak. Right, guys, let's form back up on the vehicle. We'll have Outlive as driver again. Can you take us back to base, please, bud?
Mm-hmm. Is everyone in?
Looks like.
Yeah, all in. Well, guys, you fancy doing a little bit of CQB range for the dynamic town? Just to get some shots off.
Live range.
Yeah, it's live now, yeah.
They'll shoot back.
Yeah, they'll shoot back, mate.
Practice some medical training as well.
Slee fucking sounded like a pacifist there. Live rounds? What?
War? What is
War?
this war?
Conflict.
Shooting with guns.
You mean like real bullets, yeah, bro?
Oh, wow.
I thought armor was like Second Life.
What's Second Life?
You have sex with strangers in Second Life. Is that what armor is?
Yeah.
And why am I not surprised that you know that, Outlive?
Schlee talked about it. I just responded.
Literally, for the first time ever, when he just mentioned the name of it, didn't give any context whatsoever. Oh, you mean that game where you have sex with strangers in it?
No,
Because that's basically what it is nowadays.
That's quite common on a lot of MMOs, though, to be fair.
Mind you, I can't really talk. I've been playing that Conan Exiles, and you can increase the size of your penis on your character creation, which is odd, considering that since I did it, and every time I see it, I can't stop looking at it. It's so funny watching the geezer climb up a wall naked.
Is that a good game, that Conan Exiles thingy?
It's not actually a bad game, but Joke the man from Dusak, he has his own server on there, so that's what we've been running.
I want to play that game as well, to be honest, because it's a survival game, isn't it?
Yeah. Just park you in the hangar, please, dude.
I mean, isn't like all the games nowadays early
sorry.
access
Stop.
and beta and shit?
Okie doke. Wait, what? Right, guys, you want to go back to the line? Sorry, Vegas, is this Vic going to be disturbing you for leaving in here?
Yeah, the best.
Cool. Cheers, guys.
Who jumped out of the...
Sorry, guys, I didn't mean the line. I mean CQB range 4.
Is that all town members?
Apart from one.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I click, I'm like, is the right number I'm going on right?
Schlee, you not got your helmet on? Shraps,
I collect
make sure you put your
Space
helmet on.
Marines, I don't need a helmet.
But Outlive's got my helmet.
I found one on the floor, which I put on.
But
So
it's
where's
my helmet.
yours?
Somewhere in some of the cases, I don't know.
Okay.
You mean you
But
put
I'm
it in
okay,
the
I don't need a
button
helmet, I
box?
won't get shot.
Oh.
Now you just fucking think fate there.
Okay, Shraps.
Space
Schlee,
Marines, some of them don't have helmets.
I mean, Traps can lead the charge then?
Widjay, you want to go with red team?
Just need a chainsaw.
Roger.
And who am I gonna rob? Who am I gonna rob? No, I'll keep it. Red team can have the extra. Alright, guys. Want to go full on? So if you die, come back here because it's still half hour left, so we can have a couple of goes in this.
Traps, at least put something green on your face.
Alright, lads. It's going live and it's going to be on the hard one. So cool.
There are difficulties.
Yeah, blue team, go over the opposite side of the road on me.
Oh, we have...
clear?
Covering them,
I
covering them.
like the blue side,
I'm
the other
on
side,
high.
the beach side.
Well, that's why I've swapped
There you
it.
go. Alright.
Contacts on the road.
Oh wait, I need an ammo clip.
I'm low.
Mumbo, take point, please.
Taking point.
Stepping off.
Yeah, contacts down the road. One.
Right, watch
Same.
it, Blue. There's contacts down the road. Don't peek yet. Don't peek yet. Just keep covering southwest for red.
Covering southwest.
It's a long range shot. Outlive should take that one.
Right, Outlive.
I could easily do it.
Over you go.
No,
Yeah, same here.
It's gonna protect the targets.
On the road.
Keep in mind,
I've seen.
It's fine, mate, it's fine.
You missed.
Oh, I didn't miss. He just didn't go down.
Engage.
He's down. He's died it.
Moving.
Stepping off.
Seen movement on your left in one of the windows.
Contact down.
Ceasefire. 80.
That is me.
Right, you're on.
Bunker ahead.
Cover Outlive, dude.
Smoke.
Covering.
Outlive, stay in the corners, dude.
Seen.
You want to just hug the...
On you for the bunker. Going to whisper.
Whatever you need to do, mate. Do whatever you need to do. Sorry, I just wanted to
On
make
whisper.
where the area was.
I know, but I like the wall.
Right, cross it. Follow. Right, you safe to cross.
Last man.
Yeah, pass.
Clear.
Copy.
Back to normal. Taking point.
On you.
Oh, contact.
Contact on the beach.
I'm hit.
Yeah, that's him.
Contact down.
Seen. Did it. Sort yourself out, I'll take point.
Yeah, I'll just get to cover first.
Take point. Take point. Engage him and take point.
On me, stepping off.
Taking fire.
That's not friendly.
Schley, you good? Schley's down.
I'm hit.
Okay, move back.
Pulling back.
Almost straight north on the little pergola thingy, balcony.
Shot me right in the teeth.
Contact down.
Smoke's covering. Pulling back.
Covering fire, red, if you can for us. Scratch that, we're back.
I'm good to go. Fucking hell. You
Wish
just
you
went
down, wish you down.
Don't peek that corner then.
Blue team, we're pinned from the northwest. We need you to move up if you can.
I think he's straight north on the little balcony thingy.
I'm gonna smoke farther. Should move then. If you're good to move.
On USS.
Just press as best you can for now.
Moving.
Sesek down, Sesek down.
I'm gonna pull him back. Oh, you do it, I'm gonna cover.
I'm up. That smoke does shit all.
Should we try going on the west side? Further down the
Probably
beach.
should cross down to the beach, yeah.
So be advised, Blue, I've got no eyes because of smoke. Can you give us a visual location of where he was? Reference a building or something?
Negative. We're trying to flank further west.
Towards the beach.
Blue, let's move west. Sorry, red, let's move west.
Range, near, far. Oh, mind you, I can hear him, he's far.
Essentially, it's on the porch
Going on rocks.
What of the?
of the house.
Just by the smoke.
He's on the porch of that house.
Yeah, rocking around the table. Can't see shit because of the smoke. Oh, for fuck's sake, you're in contact with that building. Yeah. Where it just came from.
Yeah, we didn't check.
What, inside it?
Yeah. Up again.
Still up. Prepping 40, Mike.
Got a jam.
Have that.
Contact close. Nading. Nade out.
Copy that. Head downs.
Contact that.
Nice one.
Contact that.
I'm going to step off from my position. Heading north.
Backing my arm.
Roger.
On you.
Don't live corner stairs on me.
Guy on the balcony. Beach looks clear. Need to move up the hill. There's no cover here.
Moving up.
Copy that. Worried that guy's gonna get up. Moving. Contact's dealt with.
Yeah, roger, that area's got overwatch.
Set.
Clear.
Red team, let's hold in and wait for blue.
In fact, you know what?
One dealt with.
Doing that.
Stay low.
Staying low.
Set.
Enemy spotted.
Push forward.
He's inside the building.
Whew.
North.
Good thing I only needed one on that one. Clear.
We've lost Widgie.
Check your Mac. Where's Widgie?
He's disconnected.
Copy.
Building across the street, there's an enemy inside. Second floor, or
Perfect.
first floor.
Need to wait for blue to catch up. To get adjacent to us. See if we can support them, I guess.
There's not much we can do in the windows.
Kimbo, you up?
One boat down on me. Wait one.
Don't know if he's permanently down inside the building.
Red be advised, blue have just been bogged down. We can't assist them supporting your flank at the moment.
Copy that, we're gonna attack the building that's just engaged. Let's go red team.
Moving.
Hang on a second. Ready?
Moving.
Can I go forward a little?
Yep, push up.
Breach when you're ready, Zez.
Double target.
And one.
Watch out, Rhett inside as well.
He's in there, he's in there.
I'm friendly.
Blue.
Clear. Building's clear.
Building clear.
Pushing now, Elif, pushing. This one.
You getting back?
Rhett's in this one.
Yeah, no, they pushed over to assault it. They'll be
Can you
pushing
just-
back over in a second.
Rushley.
Behind me.
Crossing.
Let's stick to the right hand side. Where there's cover. Hard cover.
Mumbo, push across with him. Clear that building, then come back to me.
Pushing up. Set.
Count 2 units, bring it in, end of turning.
Cross.
Crossing.
Outlive hit.
Taking fire. Visual on contact?
None.
Just laying down some cover fire. Crossing.
Top floor, maybe? Oh, balcony. I hope.
Right, guys, that's index. Deal with the contacts that
fire,
you're
fire.
currently
Just right
engaging,
on the corner.
and then tactically retreat, please.
We're cleared. Pull back.
Copy that, peeling back.
Going back. Goes S. Got your cover, says run.
Traps can move.
Okay. Clear to move. Actually,
Move it. I should put my earplugs in.
More traps.
moving. Ready? Ghostly.
Go traps. Holding for blue.
Copy that, holding for blue.
Go.
Crossing.
Did you move?
Yep, that's it. Leave on Mumbo's shoulders.
Oh yeah, that's all blue. Okay.
Right, blue, we're gonna pull back
Yeah.
even more. Keep pulling, keep pushing back. Come on.
Pushing back. I'm blacking out.
Right, drop him. Right, sort yourself out.
Doing that. Applying tourniquet.
He's gone. He's dead. Right, pull back.
Goes S.
Waiting for Mumbo. Peeling.
Traps.
Maybe respawn at this point, Mumbo.
Yeah, I just responded.
Fix my boo boo.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he died.
Mumbo respawn.
Just
I'm
fix your
gonna get
boo
a
boo before we
no,
teleport so
Shrap's
you're not
come on.
bleeding on the line.
Yeah, Mumbo, just
Heal
respawn,
up.
mate. Good man. Right, guys, heal up and get back to the line.
Heal up first, Traps, and then.
To RG this month, on top of my usual 10. You all heard it here.
Oh,
Mission
fuck,
posters
Quandus
up,
is
guys.
unconscious.
by the way.
Has Quandes done something wrong?
One sec, let me get him heal. Don't you worry about it.
Don't worry, I'm not worried.
That's
Anyone
why you
else
should
need
always
healing?
hydrate.
Told you I need blood.
See, I think Talon's transport's much cooler than theirs.
Well, the thing is that the different transports kind of illustrate the different levels of danger. Because with Vegas, you know that there's danger, and with Talon, you know there's not.
You
Because
never go outside the base wire.
yeah, exactly. Unless it's above it.
Unless it's for alcohol, then we go to the shop.
Yeah, in your van. See that?
Beer road.
Yeah, I'd say it should become an actual vehicle for Talon.
Or international.
No, you're not getting that vehicle unless you can park it properly. In the middle of a gate is not particularly helpful.
That is true.
Well,
That is
to be
the most
fair, this is a
reasonable.
taxiway, so all arguments are null.
Right, anyway. Thank you everyone for attending training. As you can see, Mission Post is up, Operation Meltdown, which continues the story from last week, or will finish the story from last week. Another one by myself. Everyone sign up as soon as possible. Any notices from Talon?
Nothing from me, no?
Nope. Anything additional from Vegas?
No, not really.
Awesome. Right, I will see you guys on Sunday.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
See
See
you.
you.
Thank you.
See you.
Well, thank you everyone for watching, and I'll catch you on Sunday for that mission.